Hi everyone, it's Sarah from the Dainty Pear, and I am so excited to be finally jumping in to doing these videos on the book Hope and Help for Your Nerves by Dr. Claire Weeks. And I will just be honest, right before I was about to dive in and to film the videos a couple of months ago, I got hit with some of the worst anxiety I think I've ever had. And so I just wanted to make sure I was in a healthy place before I started doing these. And at the same time, I wanted to be honest and tell you guys that even though I'm here trying to help with anxiety, I still get it too. If you have different factors that are causing your anxiety, such as pregnancy or nursing or a significant life event, if you have different factors going on that are kind of plummeting you back into your anxiety, just know that you're not alone. And I just wanted to be really honest about that fact and know that I still get it too. And I think it's very, very, very important that we remember, if you think that you are suffering from a serious nervous illness or mental illness or postpartum depression, anxiety, or any type of depression, please, please, please talk to your doctor. There's absolutely no shame in that, and it honestly just shows that you're brave. So please talk to your doctor. And just like she says in her book, assuming that you've already done that and your doctor has told you that you have anxiety and has given you some ways to maybe deal with it, then you come to this. So I just wanted to make that perfectly clear. So there's that. I hope that we can work through it together. And honestly, this book is amazing. And every time I read it, I learn something new. I learn something that will help me, and I learn something that helps to calm me. So I hope that that's the same for you. Today we're going to go through chapter 1, and I hope you enjoy. Okay, so this first chapter is called The Power Within You, and I love it in so many different ways, but I'm just gonna paraphrase some parts for you. Sometimes I'll read her exact words because she just says it so well, and I just want you to hear it straight from what she said. But basically, she's saying if you're reading this book, it's because you are at your wit's end and you want to recover and you feel like you're in a maze trying to get out and trying to be the person that you used to be. And she said, you might look at other people on the street and say, why can't I be like them? Like, they seem so normal. What's wrong with me? And she said such feelings may have possessed you for a long time, even for years. And she says that she has ways to help you. A nervously ill person, which means an anxious person, because she calls, instead of calling it mental illness, she calls it nervous illness, which I love. I cannot even tell you how much I love that. And even though mental illness might be the scientific term or whatnot, my name's at the top of the screen. So, or down at the bottom of the screen, wherever my name is, it's here. So I get to call it nervous illness, like Dr. Weeks. So that's what we're gonna do. So if you ever hear me refer to nervous illness, just know that I'm talking about anxiety, panic, etc. It just made so much more sense to me that it's a matter of nerves, and you're making your mind go crazy because of the way that we're thinking, because our nerves are agitated or our nerves are overstimulated or whatever. This part I really, really love, and so I'm gonna read it from her words. She says, however long you may have been ill, your body is waiting to recover in the exact same way as the body of a person who has been ill for only a short time. She's talking nervously ill. It is important to understand this because your illness is very much an illness of how you think. It is very much an illness of your attitude to fear, panic. You may think it is an illness of how you feel because it most certainly seems like this. But how you feel depends on how you think, on what you think. Because it is an illness of what you think, you can recover. You guys, I don't know why that made so much clarity for me, but the second I read it the first time, I instantly had just some of my burden of anxiety lifted, because once I realized that you can get very physical symptoms from the way that you're thinking, it made perfect sense. And she also talks later on about how there are chemical reactions in our bodies that happen because we psych ourselves out and because we're thinking certain things in certain ways. That just made a ton of sense to me, and I hope it does to you. Let me know what you think. Let me know if that makes sense, etc., etc. Okay, moving on after, but she says, now don't despair when you read this. I know how easily you despair and how impossible it may seem to you at this moment to imagine changing your approach to your illness. It is my work to show you how to do this, to help you do this. Have the courage to read on and see what you must do. Don't despair. Take heart. And then she goes on to say that when she sees a person who suffers from nervous illness, anxiety, panic, etc., she does not think of them as a coward. She says, I see a suffering, bewildered person who has possibly not had adequate explanation of his illness, adequate help. So many people have been cured at last after having been ill for many years that no one should be discouraged by a history of long illness. So I love that. If you've had anxiety for a short period of time, or if you've had it for a long period of time, she's saying the way that you recover is in essence the same. Okay. You guys, anxiety stinks. I'm just gonna say it. I hope we can learn together and get better together and keep it away together, but also when it happens to come back, that you can have the resources to push it back, to heal, to get rid of it, to do whatever it takes to make you feel better. So please subscribe to our channel if you'd like to see more. Follow us on Instagram at the Dainty Pear, and I hope you guys have a good day. Next time we'll be doing chapter 2, and she teaches us about how our nerves work. So stay tuned for that. See you guys.